Hello, it's Stephen here, and just have some pointers or pieces of advice to help you in planning your reflection for your presentation. So after you do your presentation, which is a group presentation, you should then write an individual reflection on how the presentation went. And just want to give you some ideas on how to organize it. So you may want to consider organizing it in three areas: preparation, presentation, and future response. Now, each of these three areas could correspond to a paragraph. So you could have one paragraph on your preparation, one paragraph on your actual presentation performance, and then one paragraph on what you're going to do in future. Okay, so let's just share a few more ideas. So for the preparation part of your reflection, you can consider: how did you prepare? Who did you work with? How did you choose each other? How did you decide on an idea? How did you divide up the presentation in terms of roles and content? How did you research ideas? What kind of research did you do? How did you work as a team in putting together your preparation? Do you think it went well? Could you do anything differently? These are all possible ideas for you to talk about, to write about. Then for your next section, you might want to talk about the presentation performance yourself, as a team. How did it go for you? What were your strengths? What were your weaknesses? What do you think you did well? What could you improve for next time? Is there anything that you would do differently? Now remember, your practice presentation is really to help you prepare for your assessed presentation in Teaching Block 2. So try to think ahead. What did I learn from this? Is there anything I can do better? Did it go as planned? So the things that you planned to do, did they work out as you planned them? If not, why not? And then your next section, you might want to think about your future response. What have you learned from your practice presentation? You should talk about your teacher feedback at some point. So for example, if you want to talk about it in this section, do you agree with the teacher feedback? Why or why not? Don't just say I agree, but talk about specifics. Why do you agree? Why do you disagree? And it's fine to disagree. It's fine to agree, but you need to explain and justify your ideas. Now, the ideas are really important here. It's a reflection, and reflection is about thinking and learning. Thinking ahead, how can your assessed presentation help you to build towards an improved real presentation, assessed presentation in Teaching Block 2? And try to be specific here. For example, if you're talking about language, don't just say I'm going to improve my language. Give specifics. Say, well, I realised I have problems with plurals or verb-subject agreement or pronunciation of key words. Give examples of things that you think that you need to do, whether it's better eye contact, body language, use of gestures. Perhaps it's part of your planning or organising your presentation. Maybe you need to work on sentence structure. There are so many things that you can talk about, and try and talk about specifics. The more specific that you are, the easier it will be to focus in on what you need to improve. A few pieces of final advice. Try to write 400, 600 words, so you're talking about 500 words, a little bit more, a little bit less. Think about the depth of your ideas. You're marked on your ability to reflect as well as your language use, so it's about having good ideas, clear ideas, explaining how you're thinking, what you've learnt. That's really important. Check your grammar, check your spelling, do a spell check. You might want to get it proofread, show your work to someone if you want to. Try to improve the language. Word process your work and print it and bring it to class when it's ready.